Thank you for that this morning, Janelle. As we turn our attention to some breaking political news, we have been talking about the filing deadline for the midterms all morning long, and the major moves that some Texas lawmakers could make.
Well, this one's big, a change in races. Let's get straight to senior political reporter Jason Whiteley. Jason, what have you learned?
Hey, good morning, guys. The big political news this morning, Colin Allred will be dropping out of the U.S. Senate race. Remember, he was the very first Democrat in the state to announce he was going to run for U.S. Senate. Since then, James Tallarico, a state rep from Austin, has joined the race. And this afternoon, Jasmine Crockett, the congresswoman from Dallas who represents District 30, the southern portion of Dallas County, she is rumored to be joining the race. She has a special announcement this afternoon at 4:30. So over the weekend, Allred quietly decided with his family, with his staff, that he would switch from the U.S. Senate race and now run for Congress again for District 33. Now, if you know the districts at all here, let me just lay out because they've all changed since the redistricting happened that the Supreme Court just recently upheld here. District 33 used to stretch from Tarrant County, Fort Worth, all the way over to Dallas. It was redrawn by Republicans. Mark Vesey represents this district right now. So it's no longer Tarrant County. It's only Dallas County. And it is a seat that Julie Johnson, the woman who represents District 32, which was East Dallas, she decided to run for this brand new seat. And now Colin Allred is going to run for this seat as well. He says, listen, I live in this brand new district number 33. I represented part of it years ago when I was in Congress for 3 terms, and I brought $135 million in federal earmarks there as well. He says he is suited for that. So while he's out of the Senate race, it's still going to set up a big primary against 2 very well-known Republicans. And just last night, the Equality PAC, the Political Action Committee that represents the LGBTQ side of the aisle in Congress, it put out a scathing tweet calling Allred's decision to run for this seat against Julie Johnson, the first openly gay LGBTQ member in the state. They called this unconscionable for Allred to actually do. So this is still going to set up a big primary between them, but still significant news this morning. Colin Allred out of the U.S. Senate race. The very first person who was in it on the Democratic side is now out. We'll be watching to see how the day develops. We actually are setting up an interview with him about 10 o'clock today, and we'll update you from there.
Yeah, busy morning already, Jason, and a lot of storylines to kind of pull on here. One is just how Democrats have been largely unsuccessful in statewide races for quite a while, and you've also got a situation where you've got some redistricting elements too. How much did some of those things maybe play into Allred's decision, or do you think it's a myriad of other considerations?
Yeah, the polling that has kind of been out off and on has shown that Jasmine Crockett has better name ID. She's been an electric figure in Congress, a very divisive figure, Republicans would say. But she has been an electric figure there. She has polled very well. And Allred looked at this and said, listen, I don't want to put the party through a bruising primary when you have 3 candidates in it. You're going to no one's probably going to end up with 50% of the votes. You're likely going to end up in a runoff. And he said, I don't want to put the party through a runoff. We should be channeling our resources financially and otherwise into trying to defeat the Republicans this fall. And if you go through this bruising primary, that's only going to delay things and set things back for the party, which, as you said, Mark, has had a tremendous amount of trouble really getting a foothold in the state. And he thinks this might be a way for them to get beyond that in 2026.
All right, Jason Whiteley, thanks for the insight. We appreciate it. We look forward to talking to you again today.
Sure.